Oldcastle raised garden beds are easy to make to size. The material cost of this one was $145. It is 8 feet in length by 3 feet wide with a height of 2 feet. I used 2x12s for more rigidity than 2x6s when building to the maximum recommended height of 4 stacked Oldcastle blocks. Because I spanned 8 feet without the blocks, I added a center brace for extra support in order to prevent bowing or warping. I could have used straight braces, but thought this cross bracing would be a bit more decorative. What the heck? It only took about 15 minutes. I'll show you how to do it at the end of this short video in case you're interested in doing it yourself. More on that in just a minute. Being level and plumb is the key to success on this uncomplicated project. Start by finding level where you propose on setting up your raised planter. Check level for all blocks. Afterwards, everything else is pleasingly simple. Pound half-inch rebar down at least 18 inches. The recommendation is 24, but I would imagine this depth is if you have loamy or very soft soil. I laid down 1-inch galvanized critter wire to thwart those pesky ground squirrels and moles. With a garden box this size, a large amount of soil is required. Being a gardener, I decided to trim some of the large cacti that I have in my yard. You can see that I filled the raised box almost to the top. I then spread 10 pounds of ammonia sulfate fertilizer at 21% and wet it down. Then I used mulch and mixed it with my compost that's loaded with earthworms. I wet it down again. It's early February right now. That mound will sink about 2 feet come late April. Then I'll add a foot of garden soil and be ready to grow some awesome and wholesome vegetables.
Okay, so I've set this for 45 degrees. Over here and align this with that corner edge. There we go. And I'm gonna put a pencil mark here. I am cutting at 45 degrees. I just want to make sure that I follow a basic line. Okay, so I've got the saw set to cut at 45 degrees. So I'm over here, I'm going to do the same thing and drop this down. This is a squangle set at 45. You can use anything, even your saw. If you wanted to cut one piece of blank wood at a 45, and you could just set it up that way. But this is to make sure you get close to the edge. There we go. I'll go ahead and make my next cut. So we've got a pattern here. I just lay this, it's real simple. Come over, make my mark here, and my mark here. And we'll just follow that pattern, and we'll come up with the same cuts. I've adjusted my saw to cut at 3/4 of an inch, and I'm going to go ahead and tighten it up. The blade isn't cutting all the way down. It's not going to penetrate here. It's going to go down 3/4 of an inch.
The pencil line cuts need to be made straight, but all cuts inside of them do not, as you can see.
Just taking off the edge here, so it's not so sharp.
Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll respond.